Fractions to percentages. Let's say we have the fraction and we want to write this out as a percentage. So firstly, what do we mean by percentage? Percentage is out of 100. So that means we need to make this fraction be out of 100. So to get 2 to be equal to 100, we can multiply this by a number. So in this case, it would be 50. And if we do it to the denominator, we must also do it to the numerator, the top number, so times 50. So this becomes 50. As we have wrote this as 50 out of 100, this is the same as 50%. Now let's say the same question, a half, we want to write as a percentage, but we don't want to deal with fractions. So what we can do is change this into a decimal. So we can divide the number. So how many 2's goes into 1? 0. We create another 0 on the end and we carry forward 1. How many 2's into 10? It's 5, and the decimal point goes above it. This is 0.5. Now, percentage is out of 100. So what we need to do is times it by 100 and then also times by 1 over 100. This calculation here is essentially equal to 1. So we're not changing the answer here. So 0.5 times 100 is equal to 50. We have 2 zeros, so we need to move the decimal point 2 places, 1 and 2. And we fill this gap with a 0. So this is equal to 50 times 1 over 100. This is out of 100, so it's the same as 50%. This is the same answer we had before. So a half is equal to 50%. Now let's consider another example. 3 over 4. Now, equating it to a fraction so that the denominator is equal to 100, we need to multiply the bottom 4 by 25. If we do it to the bottom, we must do it to the top, times 25. 3 times 25 is 75. So hence this is equal to 75%. Now using the same approach, but now using decimals, we use the bus stop method. So 4 into 3 is 0. Place the decimal point, place the 0 there, and add the 3 across. 4 into 30 is 7. Add the 0 on the next one, and we've got another 2 to carry forward. 7 times 4 is 28. So 4 into 20 is 5. So now we do 0.75 times 100. Move the point 2 places because we've got 2 zeros again. So that's 75. So 75 times 1 over 100 is the same as 75%. Let's consider another example. 7 over 56. Now, this one is more difficult to make it equal to 100, as 100 is not a multiple of 56. Hence why we would move on to division method, the decimal point. Hence, we would try to convert it into a decimal number first before converting it into a percentage. However, what we can do is simplify this fraction first to make our division easier. So we can divide top and bottom by 7, so it's equal to 1 over 8. So we place the 8 on the outside, place the 1 on the inside. We got 8 into 1 is 0, place the decimal point, 0, and we have 1 to carry forward. 8 into 10 is 1, place another 0, we have 2 carry forward. 8 into 20 is 2, another 0, and we got to 16, so we have 4 to carry forward, and it's 5. So now, using the same approach as before, so this times 100, we can move this decimal point 2 places along. So this becomes 12.5 times 1 over 100, which is the same as 12.5%. Let's consider another example. 2 over 12. So 12 does not divide into 100 exactly. We need to convert it into a decimal number first. So let's do the division over here. So we can simplify this fraction by dividing by 2 and divide by 2 to give us an intermediate number, to give us a simplified fraction. So 1 over 6. So we place 6 outside and 1 inside, 0. So 6 goes into 1 0 times, place a 0 over here, carry the 1 forward. So 6 goes into 10 once. We have 4 carried forward. So 6 into 40 is 6. We have another 4 left over, as 6 times 6 is 36, and we try to get to 40, and 6. Now, you can see that it will just keep repeating. So this is a recurring decimal. We place the dot above the 6 to show that it repeats itself. So in this case, we have 16, 6, 6 with a naught. As it's times 100, we again use the same approach and we place a decimal point there. So this is 16.66 with a recurring dot on top times 1 over 100. So this is the same as 16.67% as it's out of 100. And the reason this has gone to 7 is we're rounding, so the next number would be 6, which is more than 5, hence we add 1 to this number, so 16.67%.
You can download the application on Google Play or App Store, and you can visit our website mathslegends.co.uk.